The switch feels really, really nice, really exciting. It's a really, really big challenge. That's also why I want to do it.
Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone couldn't believe it. The track world was shaken after Femke Bol, the top star of the 400-meter hurdles, made a huge move that nobody expected. On October 28, 2025, Bol announced she is walking away from the event that made her a champion. She's now turning toward one of the toughest races in the sport, the 800 meters. The news hit fans hard, and even Sydney was stunned by Bol's bold choice.
It's an absolute procession. It's a glittering gold for Femke Bol.
Femke Bol's revelation came through a calm, carefully worded Instagram post. But the calmness of her words belied the earthquake it caused in the athletics world. It's a big change. It's uncertain and challenging, but I'm ready to put in the work, surrounded by an amazing team, and enjoy this new journey, she wrote. Behind those lines was a daring career move, one that few athletes in her position would ever consider. Bol had just defended her 400-meter hurdles world title at the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo with a blazing 51.54 seconds, and now she was pivoting to an entirely new battlefield. Why? Because for Bol, domination wasn't enough. She wanted the thrill of the unknown. This isn't just a change of scenery. It's a dramatic shift in athletic identity. Bol is walking away from the comfort of a specialty she's mastered to enter an event notorious for breaking even the best. The 800 meters is a chess match played at top speed, and Bol, by her own admission, is entering as a beginner. I think into the event I'm going really as a beginner, she said in an interview with European Athletics. I have no clue about running it, but I'm not a beginner athlete anymore. Her fans were floored. So was her fiercest rival. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, who recently blazed a 47.78 in the open 400 meters at Worlds, knew better than anyone what Bol was capable of on the track. But even Sydney had to take a moment. It's rare to see a top athlete make a seismic shift in the middle of their dominance, yet Bol was clear. I want to do it while I still feel at my best. That confidence isn't unfounded. Bol's speed profile reads like the blueprint of an elite 800-meter runner. She's clocked 11.47 in the 100-meter, 22.80 in the 200-meter, and holds the indoor world record of 49.17 in the 400-meter. She also ran a staggering 1 minute 5.63 seconds over 500 meters, a seldom contested distance, but one that hints at her hybrid endurance and power. And then there's the 400-meter hurdles European record, 50.95. These numbers show a rare blend of explosiveness and stamina, exactly the combination needed to thrive over 2 laps. But raw speed alone doesn't make an 800-meter champion. The event is an unpredictable storm of surges, strategy, and brutal pacing. For Bol, the challenge isn't just physical, it's mental. The 800 meters will be really against each other, she explained. With 400 meters hurdles, you compete against each other, but all in your own lane. It will be really a different mindset that I will need heading into a race. Still, some of the best in the sport are already cheering her on. Olympic 800-meter champion Keely Hodgkinson, who also shares Bol's agent, called the move brave and courageous, and she's eager to line up against her friend. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, the reigning 100 meters and 200 meters world champion, reportedly responded with admiration, praising Bol for taking on the challenge. Bol's transition doesn't come out of nowhere. It's been a long time coming, sparked by a conversation with her coach. After the Olympics, they both started thinking beyond hurdles. Bol spent the last year preparing mentally, slowly saying goodbye to her old identity, and now she's ready to get tactical. I also really feel ready for new impulse, new kind of training, new kind of racing, she said. That makes me really excited. And let's not forget, this is the same athlete who, since 2021, has racked up an almost absurd number of medals in relays and solo events. She anchored the Netherlands to a historic mixed 4x400-meter relay gold in Paris, captured individual and team titles across multiple world championships, and brought home a haul of Olympic and European medals. Her 2024 season alone saw her claim triple Olympic medals, including a 48.00 relay split in the final leg to steal gold. So what does this mean for the 800 meters? Well, the event is stacked. Keely Hodgkinson, Lillian Odira, Georgia Hunter-Bell, all stars with razor-sharp tactics and deep experience. But Bol brings something fresh, a fearless mindset, elite-level sprint speed, and world-class endurance. While she's still a novice in this arena, History shows that sprinters turned 800-meter runners can thrive. Just look at Jill Miles Clark or Heike Meisner. And make no mistake, Bol isn't abandoning the 4x400-meter relay. She plans to keep that in her schedule, knowing that her experience there could even help her sharpen her 800-meter tactics. Running in packs, gauging pace, closing hard. Those are lessons learned in relays that she plans to carry forward. Still, the transition won't be easy. Bol admitted she's never even run a full 800 meters at race pace. Her longest flat-out effort has been 600 meters. That final 200? Total mystery. Yet she's putting her trust in a team that has helped her reach global dominance before. My coach, especially in the team around me, they are pretty sure about what they are doing. They are confident in where it can bring me. So that also makes me confident, she said. She's already begun adapting her training. Expect more volume, more lactic threshold work, and a different kind of suffering. Her strength, flexibility, and technical prowess from hurdles training will give her an edge. But now, she'll be exploring deeper aerobic zones and developing a new stride rhythm. The tactical chaos of the 800-meter will demand more than physical strength. It will test her instincts, patience, and racing IQ. The 800-meter is often called the most painful race in track and field, but that's exactly why Bol is drawn to it. She's never shied away from a challenge. She trains year-round, makes bold moves, and turns pressure into performance. Her 2023 and 2024 seasons alone broke world records indoors and outdoors, dominating the 400-meter hurdles and relays alike. And now, in 2026, she wants to start fresh. Not because she has to, but because she can. And what about Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone? Her silence speaks volumes. The two have pushed each other for years, breaking records and redefining their sport. Sydney's dominance in the 400 meters flat has reshaped expectations. But with Bol out of the 400 meters hurdles, a new era begins. Will Sydney follow her rival's lead and step into new events? Or will she double down and cement her legacy? One thing is certain, Bol's decision sends a ripple across the sport. It challenges the idea that athletes must stick to their lanes, literally and figuratively. It dares others to think bigger, to risk failure in pursuit of something more. She might fall short, or she might redefine the 800 meters just as she did the 400 meters hurdles. Either way, the track world will be watching. Because when Femke Bol takes the starting line in the 800 meters next season, she won't just be running a new race. She'll be chasing history. And this time, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone won't be in the next lane. She'll be in the stands, watching, waiting, and wondering if she just saw the future of track and field unfold right before her eyes.
Defending champion, kicks on the outside, Atawi trying to find space on the inside. Wanyonyi in the closing stages holding on as Sajati, the bronze medalist from Paris.
Just 0.04 of a second. That's all that separated Emmanuel Wanyonyi from losing everything he'd worked for at the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo. The 21-year-old Kenyan runner just did something absolutely incredible. He won the World 800-meter championship with a time of 1 minute and 41.86 seconds. This wasn't just any win. It was a championship record. And the craziest part? He almost lost it all in the final stretch. Let's go back to September 20th, 2025 in Tokyo, Japan. The national stadium was packed with fans. 8 of the world's fastest 800-meter runners lined up at the starting line. Everyone knew this race was going to be special. All the big names were there. The favorites, the champions, the record breakers. Emmanuel Wanyonyi stood at the line as the Olympic champion. He had won gold at the Paris Olympics in 2024. Next to him was Marco Arop from Canada, the defending world champion. Then there was Jamel Sedjati from Algeria, who had been running incredibly fast all season. These 3 guys had shared the Olympic podium just a year before. Now they were about to battle again. When the gun went off, Wanyonyi did something surprising. He shot straight to the front. Here's the interesting thing though. Wanyonyi doesn't even like running in front. He said this himself, but he knows it works for him. So that's exactly what he did. The first 400 meters, absolutely blazing fast. Wanyonyi hit it in 49.27 seconds. To understand how insane that is, let me tell you something. Back in 2012, David Rudisha set the world record at the London Olympics with a time of 1 minute 40 seconds and 91 hundredths of a second. His first lap, just 2 hundredths of a second faster than what Wanyonyi just ran. That's basically the same speed. But running that fast comes with a price. As Wanyonyi came down the final straight, his legs started to feel heavy. He was getting tired. Marco Arap saw his chance and pulled up right next to him. The crowd jumped to their feet. Then something crazy happened. Jamal Sajjadi had been way back in 6th place, but coming off that final bend, he started moving. Fast. Really fast. He was passing runner after runner. He caught up to the leaders. Now, all 3 of them were shoulder to shoulder, fighting for gold. Wanyonyi looked over. He saw Sajjadi coming. His face showed surprise. He knew he had to dig deeper than ever before. With everything he had left, he pushed one more time. His legs burned. His lungs screamed, but he found that extra gear. The finish line couldn't come soon enough. Wanyonyi crossed first. Sajjadi was right there, just 0.04 seconds behind. That's less than the time it takes to blink. Arap finished third, just 0.05 seconds behind Sajjadi. When the times came up on the screen, everyone in the stadium went wild. This wasn't just a fast race, it was historic. All 8 runners finished under 1 minute and 43 seconds. That had never happened before in the history of the 800 meters. Never. 8 men, all breaking 1:43 in one single race. After catching his breath, Wanyonyi talked about the race. I didn't take this race for granted. I really wanted to have a good race, a fast one, and it was, he said. He explained why he looked so surprised at the finish. I ran a really fast first lap and it was a hard finish as well. That's why I had a surprise face after the finish. Sajjadi wasn't upset about getting silver. He actually seemed really happy. It was a very tactical race, he explained. Everything happened in the way I planned except the gold medal. But I'm very happy and satisfied with this silver. Then he said something really touching. He had been worried about his father before the race. His dad had called him and said he was stressed, which made Sajjadi stressed too. But now I can tell him that everything is okay, Sajjadi said with relief. For Marco Arap, this race was special for another reason. It was his birthday. He turned 27 that day. I came up with some hardware on my birthday, he said, talking about his bronze medal. He admitted the last few months had been challenging, but he was happy to be back racing at 100%. Arap also pointed out something impressive about himself. 4 medals in the last 4 major global championships is the kind of consistency we strive for. But let's talk about who Emmanuel Wanyonyi really is, because his story is absolutely unbelievable. Wanyonyi grew up in a place called Trans Nzoia County in Kenya. His family was very poor. He had 11 brothers and sisters. That's 12 kids total in one family. When Emmanuel was just 10 years old, he had to leave school. Not because he wanted to, but because his family needed help. So what did a 10-year-old Emmanuel do? He became a cattle herder. For almost 4 years, he spent his days watching over cows and cattle. Most of his brothers and sisters never even got to go to school. But Emmanuel was different. In his free time, while watching the animals, he would run around a school track near his home. One day, a teacher noticed him. This teacher saw something special in the young boy running by himself. The teacher helped Emmanuel get back into school. That moment changed everything. Running did save my life, Wanyonyi says. He's never embarrassed to talk about his difficult childhood. In fact, he loves talking about it. Why? Because it inspires people. He said, I know I motivate so many people because when they look at where I was and where I am now, they know anything is possible. Wanyonyi didn't come from a family of runners. Nobody in his family ran professionally, but he knew he could make it if he worked hard. I had to do it for my family, he said, and that's exactly what drives him even today. The best part of his success? He used his prize money to buy land and build a house for his mother and younger brothers and sisters. My whole family is now doing well, he said proudly. His goal is to make sure his siblings have better opportunities than he did growing up. But Wanyonyi isn't satisfied yet, not even close. After winning in Tokyo, he made his goals very clear. Now I need to defend this title. I want to be a double world champion. Maybe I will start to think about the world record too. That world record he mentioned, it belongs to David Rudisha, another Kenyan legend. Rudisha's time of 1 minute 40.91 seconds has stood since 2012. That's 13 years. Wanyonyi's personal best is 1 minute 41.11 seconds. He's only 0.20 seconds away from the world record. That's crazy close. Here's something cool. Rudisha actually came to watch Wanyonyi race in Tokyo. The day before the final, they met up. He told me just to take a rest and focus and everything is possible, Wanyonyi said. Rudisha has become a friend and mentor to the young champion, but Wanyonyi is being smart about chasing the world record. He's taking his time. He explained, Out of respect of Rudisha, he ran 1 minute 41 seconds 7 times. I have run 1:41 5 times, so I would like to run another 1:41 one more time. He wants to match Rudisha's consistency first before going after the record itself. For now, Wanyonyi has his eyes on something even bigger. He said, "I also want to win gold in Los Angeles in 2028. That's the biggest goal. The Olympics in LA. That's what he really wants." A 16-year-old just broke a record that stood untouched for nearly 3 decades. Chen Yuji walked into the 100-meter final as an underdog and walked out as history's newest name. One burst of speed, one finish line, and the entire athletics world is talking. On Monday night, November 17, 2025, in Guangzhou, something extraordinary happened on the blue track. The 15th National Games was hosting its marquee event, the women's 100-meter final. And while 34 gold medals were awarded that day, this race stole the spotlight with the loudest cheers of the entire competition. Chen Yuji from Zhejiang province, who won't even turn 17 for another month, lined up in lane 7. When the gun went off, she had what looked like a slow start. But here's where it gets interesting. By the time she hit the 50-meter mark, Chen had caught up with the chasing pack, and then she just exploded. She crossed the finish line in an absolutely blistering 11.10 seconds with a legal wind reading of plus 0.7 meters per second. To put this in perspective, that time didn't just win her the gold medal, it shattered the Asian under-20 record of 11.17 seconds, a record that had stood untouched since 1997. That's 28 years of athletes trying and failing to break it. Chen also claimed the Chinese U20 record and posted the 4th fastest U18 100-meter time in history. The margin of victory, a massive 0.27 seconds ahead of the silver medalist. In sprinting terms, that's an eternity. Wei Yongli from Guangxi took silver in 11.37 seconds, while Shi Lingqi from Anhui grabbed bronze in 11.38 seconds. Now, some might point out that established stars like Gei Mangqi and Liang Shaojing weren't in the race, which made Chen's path a bit easier. But let's be real, you can only beat who's in front of you, and Chen did that with authority. After the race, the teenage sensation was refreshingly calm about her historic achievement. "I finally executed the technique I've been working on for so long," she said. "I felt very relaxed." That kind of composure from a 16-year-old on the biggest domestic stage in Chinese athletics? That's special. She credited her success to calm nerves and cleaner form, showing a maturity beyond her years. So where does Chen rank among the all-time great young sprinters? Only one U18 female athlete in history has broken the 11-second barrier. American sprinter Candice Hill, who ran 10.98 seconds at age 16, a time that remains her personal best to this day. The only other U18 athletes faster than Chen are Jamaican Olympians Brianna Williams and Tina Clayton, who just became the newly crowned world 100-meter silver medalist. That's an elite company. What makes Chen's achievement even more remarkable is the technical evolution we're seeing in her running. Born in 2008, she represents a generation of Chinese sprinters who've benefited from world-class coaching infrastructure and cutting-edge sports science from the very beginning of their careers. The fact that she produced the 4th fastest U18 time in history while still refining her technique suggests there's significantly more speed to unlock. If she continues developing at this rate and maintains her health, we could be looking at China's first genuine medal contender in the Olympic sprint events since the legendary days of Chinese track and field. The timing couldn't be better. With 3 years until the Los Angeles Olympics, Chen has the perfect runway to mature into a global force. This wasn't Chen's first rodeo on the big stage either. Earlier this year, she made history as the youngest female athlete to compete at the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, where she ran the 200-meter heats and was part of China's women's 4x100-meter relay squad. And she's not done yet. Chen is chasing the sprint double at the National Games, competing in the women's 200 meters on Wednesday. But Chen wasn't the only sprinting star that night. In the men's 100-meter final, 25-year-old Li Ziyang from Hubei province claimed his first National Games title with a time of 10.11 seconds. Earlier in the heats, Li had posted an even faster 10.08 seconds. becoming the 8th Chinese male athlete to complete the race within 10.10 seconds. Li's post-race comments showed the kind of leadership Chinese sprinting needs right now. "I'm very satisfied with the result," he said. "China's sprinting future belongs to the younger generation, and I'll do my part to carry that flag forward."